Hi everyone, how are we? Just doing an all signs today, but we're doing our shadow work reading for the full moon. Okay, so this is the full moon in Gemini. It is commonly known as the beaver moon. I suppose that's when all the beavers, start running around and getting everything ready for winter and all that stuff, because it is sort of a very builds up a lot of energy and becomes everything becomes sort of more fastly paced with this full moon, the pace of life in general. You may find you're having to do a whole bunch of things all at once with this full moon coming on. It is a full moon that does help stimulate your mind to connect you to others. It does have quite a few issues that may come up with this full moon, especially regarding your freedoms and limitations. So the versus kind of energy, that your freedoms versus your limitations. So there is a need for set boundaries and appropriate boundaries, so that you're not going too far one way or the other. It's also very much about speech and misinformation of communication. So there's a big thing with this full moon where it's knowing when to speak up and when to hold back and be quiet. A lot of things getting lost in translation with this full moon, and with that disruptive, rapid paced energy, that there is a lot of things that may arise that might sort of throw your plans out the window. So there may be some difficulties sticking to schedules over this full moon period as well. Okay, but we are looking today at shadow work. So the things that you need to work on with your inner self, for your self growth, your learning, all those sorts of things. If you're someone like me who is very invested in, trying to learn those lessons so that we can, get past those negative cycles in our life and move forward in more positive cycles, shadow work is basically facing your shadow self, facing the darker sides of yourself, so that we can, assess those and change what's necessary within ourselves, learn the lessons we need to learn in order to become, better versions of ourselves, not for anyone else, just for you, yourself. Okay. Shadow work is all about your inner world, your inner self. Okay. It's obviously something that not everyone is able to do. Not everyone is able to sort of face your own demons, that sort of thing. Whereas, other people like myself, this is something that I'm very passionate about. And, even though, sometimes it's a lot harder to put into action than to actually, understand this is where that's coming from and whatnot. It is a lot harder to sort of action those things, and we always sort of have missteps where we do fall back into old patterns and all those sorts of things. But it's a really good start to sort of understand where you need the work and accept that I may need some work in this particular area, this particular behavior or something going on within yourself. Okay, so this month we are, as pretty much usual, using the Heal Yourself reading cards. Okay, so I do really love these for shadow work. They are all about healing yourself. Okay, I do also have the Red Hand lenormand. So this is an extended deck. So a lot of the extra cards here, can be used as like oracle cards. So we do sort of use those in that more intuitive fashion, but they do have a larger variety through the lenormand than the standard 36. There's a bunch of bonus cards in that one. I believe an extra 12. I'm patiently awaiting it. It should be released very, very soon. This Pixel Occult, who made this deck, should be releasing the next deck very, very soon. I can't wait. It's like neon pinks and stuff. It's so pretty. I'm also using the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck, which we are going to sort of, I'm wanting to sort of end it on a light note for everyone this month and give you some sort of, little affirmation type energy at the end on how to get through this shadow work for yourself as well. All right, so long intro, but we are going to be starting today with Aries. Okay, Aries. What does Aries need to know in regards to shadow work? What does Aries need to know in regard to their shadow work? And just a reminder to subscribe if you're not already. I do really appreciate that as well. Such a small channel that it really does help us grow. Every single like and subscribe does mean the world to me, so thank you. Aries. Aries, what does Aries need to know for their shadow work, please? Interesting, Aries. I'm just going to get one to clarify that. Is that somebody else or is that actually Aries? Please clarify that card. Okay. We have heart on the bottom of the deck here, Aries. I have been picking up some similar storylines in your regular sort of readings and the all signs readings lately, that we may be sort of delving into something that has already popped up a few times for you here, Aries. Matters of the heart, okay? Something to do with love, how we're dealing with love. And it does actually have an external part here as well. So, shadow work usually is all about you and your inner world. But I am seeing that this is maybe not so much to do with someone else in particular, but it's the way that you're dealing with somebody else. The way that we have procrastination as your main energy at the moment there, Aries. Procrastinating, putting something off, not making a decision. We do have the crossroads coming out as the very first card for you with the lenormand. So this really does sort of let us know that there's a decision that you're putting off, or you're just refusing to make that decision. You're kind of going to yourself, I'll just leave it. I'll just leave it. I won't actually make a choice one way or another. It'll sort itself out. If it's supposed to, it's really kind of letting us know that there's a decision or a choice that you really are stalling. All right. And you're not actually doing anything about it. You're sitting back and just hoping that it'll sort itself out, kind of energy there with that procrastination card. So this choice or decision that you're needing to sort of make, I feel like a lot of you do know already what this is about, because it's kind of coming through too that, the next card we do have is the Sun card. So it's kind of asking you, Aries, why are you not choosing happiness for yourself? Why are you not allowing yourself to, choose and decide to move towards happiness? You're stalling. You're really stalling. You know what's going to make you happy, but for some reason you're not walking the path to get to it. I'm just intuitively feeling here, for some of you, there may be a little bit of self-denial going on, where you kind of sit. That's why you're procrastinating, because you kind of like, I want to, but I don't want to. I want to, but I don't want to. But with that heart there at the bottom of the deck, you know what your heart wants, and you're kind of trying to tell yourself that you don't want that. Is kind of what I'm getting. You're telling yourself, I don't need to do anything towards that thing. I don't need to actually follow my heart. I'm just going to sit back and what will be shall be, sort of thing. But you're not actually taking any action to go after the things that you do truly want here. I do feel for a lot of you, you are avoiding a path of following a desire here, following a truth within yourself, and not facing that, kind of denying it to yourself that is what you want. When it comes to something in your, I feel like for majority of you, this is with your love life, okay? And for a lot of you, this is, procrastinating about walking towards somebody, walking towards revealing yourself to somebody. With that Sun card, you know that this person makes you happy. You know that there's a lot of happiness to be had if you you know, walk towards this person, if you follow the path that leads to this person, you know happiness is down there. You know, but you're kind of allowing, you're allowing confusion and clouded judgment and your thoughts to overtake your heart with this matter. You know, a lot of you are kind of, I feel like, fearful of, you know, if I choose to take action towards this and reveal myself to this person, or you know, bring this situation to light for myself in some way, or follow the happiness, you know, walk the path of happiness toward this person. It's kind of, you kind of feel as though, but what if I make the wrong choice? What if I choose the wrong path? What if that's not the right path for me? But you know, at the end of the day, your heart, you're following your heart. If you're, you know, walking into the sunshine where this person seems to be for you, Aries, you know, and you're just backing off. You're just not making any moves. You're not. It's like you're not taking any steps, one way or another. So you're never going to get anywhere if you don't start walking. Is kind of what I'm getting here, Aries. Because what we have next here, I have these two actually came out together. So we have the feminine there, as well as the clouds. So, you know, the clouds is where we see you, like totally overthinking this, totally overthinking. I feel like this woman is a person for you, whether they're female or not is kind of irrelevant here. I don't really read the genders, but it's a person, okay? And it's especially here. This is what we've got to clarify that card, which is the flowers, okay? So it does show us that this person is a very nurturing, giving kind of person. They you know, they are very giving. They want to give to this. They're ready to give to this. You know, with the flowers, they are ready to give to this, but it needs to be reciprocal. And with you here standing at the precipice of this crossroads with, you know, something not coming to light from you, Aries, it shows us that you're not giving to this. You're procrastinating giving to this, whereas it does need to be reciprocal with this person from all appearances there. And this is what's going on. It's you stuck in the clouds. You're stuck in your thoughts. All right, you're hiding your heart from yourself as well. It's at the bottom of the deck. So your heart, that's the hidden sort of energy behind you, Aries, is that, you know, your heart wants this person. Your heart wants to give to this, but you're just not, for some reason, not willing to take the steps to actually follow this path toward this person, or to, you know, bring this into light for yourself. You kind of, it's kind of like you're hiding from this. You're hiding from your own heart. You're hiding, you know, you're trying to put those clouds in front of the sunshine. You know, in front of that happiness. In front of all that happiness from the sun. Here comes, you know, Aries with their clouded judgment, their confusion, their anxiety, their overthinking, you know, stuck up in your head about this, worrying too much about where that path might possibly lead, that you're not even, you know, ready. You're not even sort of taking any steps down any path. You just sitting there stuck in your head kind of thing, Aries. Are feeling a bit, you know, lost and, you know, procrastinating. Okay, it's procrastination. You're not starting anything here. You're just sitting there in your head, in your thoughts. Okay, so we'll grab one of the sort of oracle-y type. You know, it's believe in your own magic. So, you know, what it'll show us, you know, what's the advice for Aries to overcome this shadow work issue, please? What is the advice for Aries to overcome their shadow work, please? Potion. Okay, so that says remember to practice self-love. So, you know, once again, we're seeing love, which once again is the total opposite to you being stuck up in your thoughts. You know, you're not actually loving yourself by allowing yourself to, you know, sit there in these anxious thoughts and overthink everything. You're not actually following your own love. You're not loving yourself by doing nothing. You're not, you're not looking after yourself by allowing these thoughts to sort of spiral out of control, which is leading you to anxiety and leading you to, possibly depression, feeling lost, confused, clouding your judgment, putting these questions in your mind of like, all the worst things are the only things that it could happen, but you're not seeing, you're not seeing the sun for the clouds, because there's no love for yourself and no love for what you truly desire. You're not, if you were fully loving yourself here, Aries, you would understand that, your own happiness is important, and it's worth following. It's worth doing something about that. Okay. So that's what we have for you today, Aries. As always, the shadow work readings can get a bit confronting, but you're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Please subscribe to the channel, and we'll move on over to our Taurus. Okay, Taurus. What does Taurus need to know this month for their shadow work? Okay, shadow work for our Taurus. All right, Taurus. I'm just going to grab your lenormand as well. What does Taurus need to know in regards to shadow work this month, please? Okay. Why does Taurus need to know this for shadow work, please? Okay, so Taurus. Firstly, I want to show you why you need to know this for your shadow work this month. We have the coffin energy. All right, so you seem to be in this transformative period where, a lot of things have ended, and maybe, I do feel that for the majority of you, this is a cycle that has ended and is ending for a lot of you there, and, new beginnings are coming through for you, but you kind of, we do see this coffin is in chains. So there's something about you are, tying yourself down to endings and stopping yourself from stepping forward into the new beginnings. Okay. We do have the wild energy coming through for you. So it's kind of like, when it comes to shadow work, this is all about, accessing that side of yourself and not allowing yourself to be wild and free, sort of thing. Kind of holding yourself back, chaining yourself down to a person that you're not even anymore, is kind of what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like this is, you in this coffin, and you're kind of, there's been this big, because this is all about death and rebirth. So it's kind of like there's been this big death of a cycle, and a brand new beginning. And you are forgetting that you're not this person trapped in this coffin anymore. You're a brand new version of yourself. And you're holding yourself back, holding yourself down, tying yourself to the person that you used to be, to the life that you used to have. You're allowing that to, you're not allowing that cycle to end completely, because you're holding on to it somehow. You're holding on to, this wildness within you, and not letting it out. As a shadow work card, this really does sort of let us know, go wild, let that out of yourself. It's hard to sort of describe what I'm talking about here, but I'll go through the cards. I do have the stars card. So that's all about wishes and wish fulfillment. So it's kind of like, this version of you that you are now, that, this cycle that has ended, and this new cycle is everything that you wished for. But for some reason you are stuck on what used to be and what was, rather than just reveling in the light of these wishes coming true for you, and having hope and optimism that everything is coming true for you. And really striving toward your passion and, your dreams. I feel here that there is this strong element of needing to follow your dreams, needing to allow your wildest dreams to actually come true. You're locking these away in a cage and not letting them actually, manifest out into the universe. You may have some things that you're just, oh no, that's too, it's very restrained. I'm getting it's, the energy I'm getting here, the shadow work that you're needing to do is all about your own restraint. Okay. And why are you restraining yourself from being yourself, like from being who you truly are? I feel for a lot of you, it's because you don't want to be seen as too wild or too outrageous, or living your life with some careless abandon. But it's not at all. You need to sort of address that restraint within yourself and ask yourself, why are you holding back? Why are you not allowing all of Taurus to come forth? All right, because we do also have the cross, which once again, we're seeing the chains imagery there. So, you're holding on to burdens from the past. You're holding on to this version of yourself, this cross to bear, things that you may have done or said or been in the past. You're holding on to that as a burden, as I have to be a certain way. I have to act a certain way. I am, everyone thinks that I'm this person, so I have to be that person, but you're not that person anymore. And your wishes are wilder than that. They're, definitely feeling here that there's something going on that you're really wanting to let loose within yourself. All right, because we also have the candle. So for some of you, this candle energy is about not expressing your true passion, not, you've got this candle burning within you, and there's things that you are waiting for to come true in your life, to, these dreams to come through. But because you're still holding on to this person you used to be, you're not allowing your flame to burn brightly. Okay. For a couple of you, this is in regards to love specifically. The candle can talk about, like the eternal flame that you're holding for somebody. So for some of you, this is in reference to, a person that you're holding on to that, is integral to this person that you used to be. You're holding on to the person that you were when you were with that person. Or when, and because you're still burning a bit of a flame for that person, you're trying not to change who you are, so that they will still recognize you. It's kind of like, it's a very weird one here, Taurus, like, because I'm a lot of these cards are very, very positive, especially, the candle and the wild and the stars. They're all very positive, but it's kind of like you're not allowing those positive energies to fully come through, because I'm just getting that restraint all over again. And you're kind of dimming your candle, you're dimming your flame so that you're not burning anyone. But you need to burn brightly. You need to, be wild and free with reckless abandon, and, allow that flame to, burn as brightly as it needs to. And you know what? If it burns anything away out of your life, that there's a reason. There's a reason that those things went to ashes. Because they're not in line with your truth here. But I feel like for a lot of you, this is all about holding on to a version of yourself that you no longer are. So I'm kind of getting here that for some of you, this may be things like, you may have given something up, whether that be a person or, like an addiction or something like that. But the person that you are now without that in your life is actually a totally different version of who you are. And I feel like a lot of people are expecting you to behave in a certain way, to do certain things, and you're just going along with that. You're not having faith in yourself. You're not having faith in, because this flame is eternal. So, it doesn't stop burning. It's going to keep on burning within you until you set fire to the past, so to speak. Set fire to those things that are no longer part of you, no longer in your life, and really, really embrace that flame and the new beginnings coming through for you. With the cross, we do get a reference here to your spirituality as well. So for some of you, this may also have to actually like an integral part of your spirituality, your religion. And maybe that is what's been restraining you, is that you're involved in a religious community that it's just not you anymore. And that's okay. All right. It's sort of showing us that your true desires and your true passions and everything that you actually wish for is in these new beginnings, is in you letting yourself run free and be free and be wild, and set fire to those burdens that you're carrying. All right, so it's a bit of a very kind of an odd message to be beginning with shadow work specifically, but obviously that's the biggest thing going on within you at the moment, and you need to have more faith in this version of yourself that you are now. Okay, but I'm going to grab one of the Believe in Your Own Magic oracles for you. Taurus, what can Taurus do to help them with their shadow work this month, please? Feather. Okay, think first before you judge. Okay, so yeah, you may be judging that people are going to just see you as wild and reckless if you go ahead with following these passions and whatnot. But maybe you're actually judging them in that sense. You're presuming what their behavior would be. You're presuming what the outcome would be of you actually releasing all that is Taurus, and you're kind of presuming and judging that people are going to act negatively to that, and people might shun you or say, oh, Taurus, you're so reckless, you're so wild, and so there's a bit of fear of other people's judgment coming in here. But it's actually, a lot of the time when we're looking at shadow work issues, there's this mirror aspect. Okay, so if you're fearful of other people judging you, keep in mind that you're judging their reaction. You're like prejudging their reaction, and if you're envisioning a conversation with someone, telling them, I'm doing this wild thing, and you're sort of envisioning this conversation where they say to you, oh, Taurus, that's crazy, don't do that. You are the one being judgmental, that you're judging what they would do or say or react. So there's an element of that as well, Taurus. So just keep aware of that. But check your other placements if you want a bit more information, because that was a bit, I feel as though that was a little bit just left of center for what I was expecting with shadow work readings today. So although this full moon is pretty it's not actually that much of a confronting full moon. It's just issues regarding your freedom and your limitations. So maybe that's what this wildness is all about, is you need to be more free and stop limiting yourself to that. Yeah. There's a lot of disruptions with this full moon, so be the disruption you want. Make sure you subscribe as well. I would really appreciate that. But we're going to move on over to our Geminis. Gemini, What does Gemini need to know in regard to shadow work this month? What does Gemini need to know for their shadow work, please? Oh, not wanting to shuffle there, Gemini. Your full moon this go round. Gemini. Looking like it might be a heavy one. Okay, so I'll just show you quickly while I'm drawing the Lenormand cards for you. We do have Discover Your Life Purpose. Bit of a heavy subject for you, Gemini. Discovering your whole life's purpose for this shadow moon. Looking within yourself. What is your purpose here? Gemini. Shadow work for Gemini, please. Can I get clarity for that third card, please? Okay. So a big time of transformation for you either way, Gemini. We do firstly have the moth energy. Okay, so follow the light, find the light within yourself. It is a very transformative energy. The moth is the more evolved version of a caterpillar, right? So we do see that you've been through a lot of growth and you're really sort of starting to discover what this is all about for you, what that life purpose is for you. Discovering who you truly are. You're not this little caterpillar. You're not hiding in your little chrysalis anymore. You are now this fully fledged moth, seeking the light in your own self, within your life, within love, all those sorts of things. Okay, so really, letting yourself fly free, I kind of feel here, because what I'm seeing is, there is something that we need to face here, but we are, straight away we are seeing that, you are going through this period of transformative energy where you are discovering yourself, discovering, what you want to do with your life, what where you want to go from here kind of energy, which direction you're going to fly in now that you've got these beautiful wings, all right? But I am seeing a little bit of a confronting message here as well, because we do have the scythe energy. Okay, so that does talk about something needing to end, needing to make a sudden break from something here. It can just be about change, but I feel as though this is you needing to break free from something here, because we do have the candle, which was clarified by the chains. Okay, so, and I'm feeling that with this candle, for majority of you, that this is you breaking away from, or needing to break away, needing to confront this flame you're still burning for somebody. Okay, I feel like a lot of you are not even willing to admit it. So you're probably sitting there going, I'm not holding a flame for anybody. I don't have any desire or passion for anybody, but I feel like the first step is admitting it to yourself, because, and also the thing I want to say here too is that, burning a flame for someone, fire can burn. Okay, so I feel like some of you, the reason you're denying that you're still holding a flame for somebody, it's not necessarily that you love this person or that you desire, well, you probably do desire this person with the candle there, but I do feel that for some of you, what's happening here is you're still giving this person your energy through hatred for them. Okay, so that's how you're burning a flame. You're burning the flame of anger, because fire can talk about passion and lust and desire and heat and love, but it can also talk about the alternate emotions of fire, where chaos and hatred and I want to burn that mofo to the ground kind of energy, you know. So you're still giving energy to this in either of those ways. It's either love or hate, you know. They both burn as brightly as each other. Okay. And when you have that within you, it's holding yourself to that thing, to that person, regardless of whether you actually hate them or love them. You're still giving them your energy. You're kind of burning your own candle at both ends, because you're holding on to what so much resentment or love for this person that it's slowly burning away at you yourself, Gemini. All right. And you are needing to face this break and break away from that energy one way or another. All right. So it's finding closure, you know, between that. And for some of you, it is going to be that you love this person still. And for others of you, it's resentment and anger towards this person. Okay. But, you know, they're both just as passionate as emotion as each other. You know, love and hate, they're both, you know, two of the strongest emotions in the whole array of emotions. All right. And with the chains, clarifying that it's holding you down. It's chaining you up in this energy of holding on to that, whether it be love or resentment. It's holding you back, and it's, you know, it's wrapping you up in these chains that you just, you know, you've been struggling to break free from. You have not broken free from this. You have been chained to this person energetically, one way or another. All right. So it's needing to face the break, needing to face that you need to cut this out of yourself. Okay, so whether it's love or hate here, it's an energy that you need to, you know, break free from those chains that bind you, and really needing to face that. Hang on, I need to break away from this energy one way or another. You know, if I hate this person, I need to, you know, I don't need to forgive them. I don't need to forgive their actions, but I need to find some sort of forgiveness just within myself, so that I'm not holding on to that. I need to find some sort of closure within myself. You know, and if you love this person, you can love somebody without allowing that love to chain you and hold you back. All right. And you need to sort of break free from that and find some sort of closure one way or another. All right. Okay, Gemini. Believe in your own magic, Gemini. All right, Gemini, what affirmations can we give Gemini to get through this shadow work, please? Oh, okay. Clover, release your guilt. Okay. That's what that card says. It says release your guilt. You can see too, bonfire in the background. You know, I'm getting shown, you know, like that idea of, you know, get together with a friend and burn all their ish, you know, go and build a fire and throw all their stuff on the fire. I'm not really trying to inspire anyone to, you know, go indulge in like, you know, whatever. But even if that's just a symbolic thing for yourself, you know, releasing yourself like from the guilt of this connection, whatever that guilt is for you, guilt that you're still holding on to this, guilt that you allowed that to happen in your life, allowed that person in your life in the first place, you know, guilt that you did something wrong, that you know, whatever that guilt is for you, needing to release that, and once again needing to release that person. The clover in the lenormand also does talk about, you know, taking a bit of a chance to do so, you know, taking a bit of a risk. It may feel like it's a risk for you to actually release that, but that's what is kind of needed for you at the moment, Gemini. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course, and please subscribe to the channel. I do really appreciate that. Just a super small channel, so it all means a lot to me. But we'll move on to Cancer. Cancer. What does Cancer need to know for their shadow work, please? Cancer. Shadow work for Cancer. patience. Okay, Cancer. Issues around patience. All right, let's have a look at the lenormand. Cancer. What does Cancer need to know for their shadow work, please? Got Blink 182 in the background going. I guess this is growing up. Okay, Cancer. Well, I guess this is growing up. All right. But patience. It takes longer than you think. I'm in my 30s and honestly, I'm not a day over 20. No. A lot of it's a common thing for a lot of people to sort of say, I didn't even feel like I even started to be an adult until I was like over 25 or something. Pardon. Maybe even longer for others of us. Patience, Cancer. You are transforming. We have the moth firstly. So I feel like that's kind of letting us know you're going to get there. You are transforming. But there's some things that you do need to, work on transforming further, maturing a little bit further within yourself, all right? And we have the bear as well as the void. Okay, so I'm getting a couple of different messages here. For some of you, we're needing to transform our defensive measures, all right? So this is, with the bear as a shadow work, it talks about, where we overprotect ourselves, where we, don't, when people get too close, we rip their face off like a bear, where we're being very defensive and, we're saying that we're setting boundaries, but they may be possibly unreasonable boundaries that, nobody can meet those standards kind of boundaries. And a lot of patience with yourself that you will, get on top of all this for yourself and patience that I feel like that patience, it's like letting us know that this might take a while, Cancer. This, there's no set time frame for when you become an adult. There's no set time frame for when you become grown and mature and when you deal with this lesson in life and when you learn that in life. There's no set framework for anyone. We all deal with things on our own pace and, on our own time schedule, time being fluid anyway. So, patience with yourself that, if this is taking longer than you were hoping, that's fine. Okay. But we do have that bear energy talking about, I feel like for some of you too, that there's like feeling as though you lack power and control and in setting your boundaries, that you're having some sort of issue with your own personal inner strength. But you know what? We've got the moth here. So you've already put in a lot of work and you're just not you're just not seeing it is kind of what I'm feeling there. You're being so kind of impatient with yourself, thinking that you've got to do everything all at once. Whereas, no, you've already grown quite a lot. The bear, it does have a lot of inner strength and you wouldn't, I just feel like for majority of you, this is all about, letting down those walls a little bit and, not needing to control your vulnerabilities and, understand like and realizing that, transforming your inner strength into power rather and strong boundaries rather than allowing yourself to, just be defensive and not let anyone close in the first place. You can still protect yourself and have boundaries, but you also need to be aware that, you're not going to fully transform if you're not letting anyone get close enough to you to see that you have transformed, if that kind of makes sense. I'm also getting the void here. All right, so this is a tough one when it comes to shadow work, Cancer, because it does sort of show us, especially here, I'm feeling that for a lot of you, this is talking about, you know, that void within you, that thing that you're missing. You feel as though you're missing something. And once again, with that bear, you know, being defensive against everyone and anything, you're never going to get out of this black hole if you don't, you know, let anyone give you a hand, kind of thing. The void kind of really talks about things like feeling as though no one can understand you, that you're alone in the world. It can talk about, I don't like to be like, even though shadow work is very confronting in of itself, there's some certain things that I don't really like to talk about, but this is talking about, you know, that deep chasm within you that's like, you know, it's sucking you into yourself. So, you know, we do see some really severe depression type things. It can be sort of mental illness. It can be, you know, the really hard side of that stuff, that the really hard side of depression is what I'm talking about here, that black hole, that endless thing where you just cannot see the light for the darkness, or because, you know, the void is pretty much a black hole and it sucks in all happiness out of you, and patience for yourself to get yourself out of that, because it's not an easy thing to get out of. Like it's very effing hard. Yeah, it's and with that bear there, it's kind of like you're trying to stop people from helping you pull yourself out of this black hole. At the same time, you're not seeing how evolved you have become just within yourself. You're not seeing the transformations you've already been through, the growth that you've already, you know, gone through, the power that you do have to get out of this. So that can be quite deep there, Cancer. And I do feel for a lot of you there's some deep sort of emotional, mental issues linked with that. Okay, so I personally, my advice always to everyone is, always, it doesn't matter who you are, even if you're dealing with this sort of stuff or not, get a psychologist, talk to them frequently, let it out of yourself a little bit, you know, find a way to step back into the light, you know, because the interesting thing about darkness is the opposite to light, but without light there would be no such thing as darkness. Without darkness there would be no such thing as light. So it can be a very, you know, without the negative there's no positive, that kind of thing. I'm finding it hard to communicate. No wonder, like I did say in the intro, that this particular full moon, we're going to be finding quite a lot of things lost in translation here. So I do hope everyone kind of knows what I'm talking about here, and you know, facing these parts of yourself that are sucking yourself even deeper into that misery, into that black hole within you, that missing piece of yourself that, you know, you're just feeling as though no matter what you do, nothing fills that void. It's not the end for you, Cancer. There's, you know, you have already grown wings, and you are, you know, more beautiful than you think you are. So there's always, you know, have some patience with yourself. But I want to grab your believe in your own magic affirmation for Cancer, please. Cancer, how can Cancer deal with this shadow work, please? It does. It just feels so deep, Cancer, that I just can't get a solid grip on that. And no, I'm not going to lie, it's a personal issue for me. I myself am, you know, I do have a mental illness, and I have suffered with, you know, severe depression and things like that myself. So, you know, it is a little bit triggering for me to be talking about that sort of stuff because, you know, I've been there. Okay, so, and I totally understand how that feels, and it's, you know, when you're not in that, it's a totally different view. But when you're in that, it's so hard to see anything other than that. But your advice here, we do have the sun card, okay? And it does say, paint the sun back into your sky, all right? So find the things that, even if it's not the things that make you happy, stop and think about, ask someone, what makes you happy? What does happiness mean to you? And looking around and watching, how does happiness look, and realizing that you can have that happiness as well, you know, finding that happiness and putting it back into the realm of possibility for yourself. We also have confidence. So we saw the patience factor there, which interestingly enough, okay, I've got number 23 on the patience card, and we've got number 23 on the confidence card. And that does say it comes with time and practice. So once again, have patience with yourself here. You know, be patient with yourself. Understand that, you know, that sun might not come out tomorrow, but, you know, if you have hope that it will come out again, you know, that's the best place to start. Is, you know, you may not be happy right now, you may not be happy tomorrow, but you can be happy again. All right, so bit of a deep one there. If you don't resonate with that, you know, you're more than welcome to check your other signs, especially your moon sign during the full moon. That tends to be quite strong, but that's what I have for you today, Cancer. I'm sorry that was a bit confronting and whatnot, especially for those of you where that doesn't resonate. But, you know, talk to someone, okay? Seriously. My email's in the description box, Cancer. If you want to email me, I'm happy to talk, all right? I'm also on social media. I got all the links in my description box. Go for it. I love the random DMs. I always, it'd be much better than all the Instagram scammer type messages and all that sort of stuff. I'd much rather talk to you guys. All right. So, you know, you're more than welcome to message me, even if it's just for someone to, you know, even if you don't want me to reply and you just want to leave me, tell me what's going on just to get it out of you. All right. I'm there for you. Okay, Cancer. All right. So moving on to our Leos. Okay, Leo, how are we? Leo, what does Leo need to know in regard to their shadow work, please? Leo and their shadow work, please. Okay, I'm going to grab your lenormand as well. Leo, what does Leo need to know in regard to their shadow work, please? Okay, so if that's the case for Leo, what's the I suppose what's the truth here? What's the truth that Leo needs to recognize? Okay, so Leo, we do have the dreams card coming through for you. Okay, so this is going to be a tough one, Leo. And do you know what? I'm a Leo rising, and the first word I'm going to say is, 1,000% me all over. Delusions. Okay, so delusions of grandeur. No, that's not right. But it's not so much delusions as like I need to be a little bit confronting here, but it's kind of along the lines of you're living a dream, you're living in a fantasy, is what I'm getting here, Leo. Okay, you're stuck in a fantasy, you're stuck in a dream, you're stuck in an alternate reality or something along those lines. Okay, because what we do see there, the anchor. So yeah, this is holding you back. It's holding you down. You're relying on this fantasy to hold yourself secure in your place in the world, and you're not admitting that this is some sort of, I don't want to say delusion, but we do have the garden as well as the dog. Okay, so the dog is all about friends and friendship and, loyalty to friends and companionship, and understanding. Whereas the garden is the social card. So we're definitely looking at like your social standing, your social group of friends, your when you're, meeting a friend halfway, and this is where you're not allowing yourself to, see the full truth. You're seeing what you want to see is what I'm kind of getting here, Leo, in regard to friendships and your social standing, your social life. There's something about, you're feeling safer, avoiding reality. You're feeling safer in your dreamland of where you're telling yourself that this is what's going on, this is what's going on, but it's kind of not the full truth of the situation. All right, so it's bringing to light that line about, there's three sides to a story: your side, their side, and then the truth in the middle. You're kind of stuck on your side. You're not seeing their side or the truth in the middle. And your side is you're only seeing what you want to see. You're skewing the truth to your own, to make yourself feel more secure about what's going on. It's kind of like, just as an example here, you may have said or done something to a friend or to within a friend's group, and you're telling yourself that what you did or said was not wrong. You were right, but you're not admitting to yourself that you could have handled that better. You could have said that in another way, that what you've said has instigated this problem or that, it's kind of like I'm getting like a little bit of the blame game going on here, Leo, that you may be blaming other people for things that have happened or done or, whatever, and you're not taking responsibility for your own words or actions that may have, led to that or been a part of that. It's easier for you to pretend that you were totally right and that you played no part in that, or you didn't do anything wrong by that person. So why are they acting like that? It's kind of what I'm getting. And the truth of the situation that you're you're kind of not facing, that you're kind of hiding away from. We have the goat as well as the flowers. Okay, so with the flowers, we're seeing reciprocal energy. Okay, so takes two to tango kind of energy, that it wasn't just this person that was in the wrong. Okay, it was both of you. Whatever's happened here, whatever this is about for you yourself, the flowers is that middle ground. It's that two to tango. There's two sides to this story, and the flowers is the meeting in the middle of that. All right, and what we see here with the goat is it's kind of like the rebel without a cause kind of energy, butting heads. I'm strongly getting this butting heads thing. So it's kind of like you both butted heads, and you were both the goat in this situation. You were both the goat. Okay, whoever or whatever, I'm just sort of feeling that, whoever this, friend or social group is, you were both the goat. You were both being rebellious. You were both being butt heads. Not going to lie. You were both sort of head-butting each other, and in the middle we're seeing that it was both of you. It wasn't just one of you, but I feel as though, with you sort of, you're refusing to see the role that you played in this. You're hiding from this side of yourself that had a role to play in this. That, the flowers goes both ways. It's not just giving, but it's also receiving. All right, so you gave as good as you got kind of energy. And with the goat energy there, it is the goat energy, it does liken itself very muchly to the devil card in the tarot. Okay, so we do see Capricorn are the goat in the zodiac. All right, so it's very similar to that Capricorn devil energy, where it can talk about you're both being very stubborn, I feel, both sides, but when I'm saying both, I mean both sides of this, yourself and then the other side of this, whether it's one person or multiple, being very stubborn, butting heads, potentially being a little bit of that obsessive type nature, overbearing type nature, controlling type nature with that Capricorn energy there. So yeah, that's what we are needing to look at with our shadow work, Leo, about why are you allowing yourself to, kind of get stuck in a delusion that you're totally innocent in a situation where we're seeing that you gave as good as you got. Okay, whatever that was for you, you're not admitting your role in that. You're only seeing the other side, and I feel blaming a little bit of the blame game there. All right, but we'll have a look at the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle, and how can Leo overcome this shadow work, please? Okay, so we are seeing the protest card. It says start a revolution. Every time I see that card in the start of revolution, I'm like, start a revolution from your bed, kind of, whatever that song is. I don't even know what song that's from, but it's just that phrase, start a revolution from your bed. And we started off with, the dreams card, which is all about, you're asleep in bed. Start a revolution. That revolution starts with one person, and that person is you. Starting that, instigating within yourself that if I want to deal with this issue, I need to start by dealing with it within myself. I need to, protest all the things I'm telling myself. I need to, you know, stand in my own self with little placards saying, did you really? Was that really the case? You know, and riot against yourself first and foremost. You know, ask yourself why you're denying, why you're hiding from the full truth. You know, start a revolution where you are choosing to, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to put up with this anymore. I'm going to look at both sides, my side and the other side as well. How does this situation look from their perspective? If I was them and this and this and this all happened, what might make them act in that way? What might make, you know, why might have they, you know, what led to this action or words or whatever from their side? And then you're going to find that middle ground, that truth of the matter for yourself here, Leo. But it's all starting with you, you know, opening up your eyes to yourself and to the things that you're, you know, allowing yourself to believe. Okay. So that's what we have for you today, Leo. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. But for now, we'll move on over to our Virgos. Okay, Virgo. What does Virgo need to know for their shadow work? Virgo, what does Virgo need to know for their shadow work, please? Okay. All right. Now we'll grab your lenormand out as well. Okay, Virgo. What does Virgo need to know in regard to shadow work, please? Pretty straightforward, Virgo. Firstly, the kind of overview of what's going on for you when what you're needing to really address this month when it comes to, you know, the big, deep and meaningful stuff within you that you're needing to learn to grow through. We have the issue of love. Okay. So, I just want to point out here that in this particular love card, we see this figure, you know, reflecting down on this other figure. So it's kind of like, I'm just feeling that energy of like being drawn to someone, being, you know, drawn to someone and you can't do anything about it. You're like stuck up in this painting and here's this person, this idea of love in front of you, and you know, you can't stop looking at it. I do feel that for a lot of you this has got to do with an actual person. All right, we do firstly have the void, but that was followed by the candle. Okay, and the candle does talk about, you know, burning a flame for somebody, you know, holding that I feel as though here, Virgo, what's happening is you're kind of being sucked into this person. You're so drawn into this person that it's kind of you can't escape. It's kind of like a black hole within you where you don't know how to stop, you know, loving this person. And even if you don't, you know, even if you're telling yourself that you don't love this person, that there's something where it's just sucking you deeper and deeper and deeper into this. You know, it's kind of that, you know, we do see the eternal flame of passion, you know, that candle burning brightly for somebody. That's why I'm kind of feeling for a lot of you, this love issue is, you know, in regard to a person. A lot of the time when we see the candle, it does refer to, you know, burning a flame for somebody. You know, there's that old thing where they would like light a candle and leave it in the windowsill hoping that someone would return. And even these days when certain churches and things, you can go and burn a candle for a lost loved one. It's that symbol of, undying love, of love for eternity. And you can kind of see that here too, with this figure stuck up in that painting, and yet they're still drawn to this living person, even though they're in two totally different worlds. And this person can't get to this person. They can't have love, like it's there's this impossibility with this love. It's like, and for those of you where it's not even a person, it's being drawn to impossible aspects of love. For some of you, this is like a reflection that you are struggling with. It's like a reflection of yourself. Like there's something within you that you can't reach when it comes to love. There's this burning desire within you that you can't extinguish when it comes to, the idea of love. This ability to love, to we also have the fish here. So we're talking about, creating an abundance of love, and this the void and the fish are kind of opposites in that sense of it's like, this is what's happening to you, and you're needing to sort of face this, because you're if we stay how we are, your abundance is going to get sucked into that black hole as well. The wealth and whatnot within you is going to get sucked into that as well. With it can talk about wealth more than just money. We're looking at, wealth of being able to love, being able to, have more in your life, just be abundant in general, have an abundance of love, energy, time, for any other aspect of your life other than love. You're sucking yourself down into this black hole where this is the only thing, this flame within you is the only thing that matters. And it's going to suck in your abundance. Like you're going to be like a fish out of water. You're going to be like, I'm trying to think of the phrase. There's a phrase that it's like right on the edge of my intuition there, but it's like not coming to me for some reason. But we have, just it's like a vortex dragging you down into this ideal of love, and this maybe a person that you're kind of a bit stuck on, or this person is somehow a drain on you, a black hole to you. They suck the life from you, kind of energy there, Virgo. And this is what you're needing to address. You're needing to face this within yourself before all the light gets sucked into this black hole of this love. And for some of you, it's kind of like you can't even see love at the moment, because all you can see is the darkness. It's like, love shines brightly, but if you're in this void, you can't see the light. All the light in your life is getting sucked into this void of I feel like for a lot of you, it's wanting. It's wanting a love that doesn't exist, that is unreachable, that is unobtainable to you. For some of you, it's definitely a person. It's like that unrequited love, where you cannot have that person. You know that you cannot be with that person, for whatever reason. For some of you, it may even be that this person has passed from this world, and that's why they're totally unachievable to you. But you know, like if you keep allowing this to burn within you for this one particular thing, or this type of love, that you know, like there's a big part of you that knows it's unobtainable, and knows that it's like sucking you dry kind of energy there, with the abundance pulling into that as well. You're just going to be in darkness. You'll never see the light again. You'll never be able to have any love if you allow this to override you. So it's asking you to face this, and you know, whether that be just your concept of love, your ideal of love, something about love is dragging you down, is spiraling you out of control here. All right, but we'll see if there's a way for you to overcome this. How does Virgo overcome this shadow work, please? We have the Mirror card. That does say treat your body like the palace it is. So, you know, there's this aspect of you're worth more than this, Virgo. You don't need to hold yourself to something that's unobtainable, because there's a lot that you can obtain. You're better than this. You are worth more than this. You are the palace. You know, treat yourself, including your heart, like the palace that it is. You know, and also with the mirror aspect, it's like asking me to sort of tell you, Virgo, like the things that you see in this person, okay, the things that you know, the reason that you're burning this flame for this person, or this ideal, you know, the mirror aspect, you have those same qualities within you, good and bad. Okay, so looking at all, rather than looking at the person, or that goal of love that you've got in mind, look at the qualities that entails, that you're actually, you know, because I it was actually quite similar to a recent reading we saw for Virgo. It may have been the what's coming towards you in love, all signs reading, just in the last few days there. So maybe check that one out as well, Virgo. But we do have the Lioness card as well, which says you've earned all your stripes. You've earned this, treating yourself like a palace. You're more worthy than this. You're holding yourself back. You're, you know, spoiling your own abundance here. You've earned everything that you've got, and you've also earned the right to, you know, not allow yourself to be sucked into this black hole. It kind of feels like, you know, for those of you who this is a person, you know, this card can talk about, you know, mental distress and depression and all that sort of stuff, spiraling out of control in that sense as well. So, you know, you've earned all your stripes. So you've earned the ability to also get yourself back out of that black hole. You've earned to have that love in a different way that is actually more worth your while. There's, you know, by focusing on this so much, you're not seeing all the things that you have earned when it comes to love. All right. But that's what we have for you, Virgo. You're more than welcome to check your other placements. Your moon sign is usually quite strong with the full moon readings. Please subscribe if you're not already. I do really, really appreciate that. But we will move on over to Libra. Okay, Libra, what does Libra need to be aware of for their shadow work, please? Libra, what does Libra need to know for shadow work, please? Oh, tough one, Libra. We have selling out. Okay, so we'll go into that a little bit with the lenormand. Libra, what does Libra need to know in regard to shadow work, please? Pretty straightforward, Libra. We do firstly have the scythe, okay, which talks about a sudden change is needed, a sudden, you need to break away from something, even if it's unexpected, or quite sudden, and it may be unexpected for others, I'm kind of feeling here. Because what we're actually seeing, we do have the beetle, followed by the chains. Okay, and the beetle is all about teamwork, like working together as a team. So you're kind of needing to break free of that, break free of the chains that are holding you down. So I do feel that for a lot of you, this is talking about, that, especially too with that selling out card. It's kind of like you're selling yourself out to all these other people here. You're giving yourself too much to the team and not actually taking anything for yourself. With the selling out card, it's like, yeah, you're selling yourself out to everyone around you and not paying attention to yourself and protecting yourself. And there's this element of, all this teamwork is actually, putting you in some sort of bind. It's chaining you back from where you need to be. So for some of you, you are sort of needing to break free from these chains of, being that person that everyone else is relying on. You need to be the person that you can rely on, and ask yourself, are you selling out your true self, your true goals and passion in order to, make other people happy? It's coming through really straightforward that's what that's about for majority of you, Libra. So it's coming through as though you're needing to sort of face this as to whereabouts in your life are you selling yourself short and focusing too much on, portioning yourself out to every Tom, Dick and Harry, but you're forgetting to portion out to yourself. You're too focused on, I want to be part of a team. I want to help you out. I want to, but where's the help for you? That's actually chaining you down, and you're chaining yourself to all these people and being this person that they're all relying on. But if this continues, where does that leave you? All of a sudden you're not even yourself anymore, because you're only the person that these other people want you to be. You're not you. Is kind of what's coming through there, Libra. It's very straightforward, and there's sort of not really much else I can say on that. I'm not feeling. How can Libra face this shadow work, please? So we have the Evil Queen card, which says, you deserve sugar, not salt. I feel like all these other people, you're giving them sugar and they're just giving you salt in return. Where's the sugar for our Libras? Libra, you need to give yourself some sugar. Okay, stop selling out to everything and everyone around you. Start selling yourself back to yourself and giving yourself that sugar. All those good deeds that you're doing for everybody else, start doing them for yourself. All right? That sugar. You deserve sugar, not salt, okay? Because the more that you're giving and giving and giving and giving, the more people will take and take and take and take. All right? We also have the Feather card. Think first before you judge. So that's a very interesting one. That feels like it's a different issue altogether. I'm just going to grab a lenormand about that, because it does feel like it's a different issue altogether. Think first before you judge. Libra, why should Libra think first before they judge? Yeah, it's a particular issue. It's something, I feel like this hasn't happened yet. I feel like this is something that you're going to be faced with, maybe in the next month-ish, because, you know, we do only do these shadow work videos once a month. And so you may need to face this obstacle this coming month. All right, this can be an obstacle or delay with a mountain card, some sort of obstacle or delay that you're going to be facing. And you're going to want to, I'm just trying to get clarity on that. Because it has come out with the child as well. So for some of you, I feel like for some of you, this is somebody else around you creating an obstacle for you, or you're, you know, you're yeah, it's like, it's kind of like you're going to judge someone, or you're inclined to judge someone as they are being an immature challenge, or no. It's a very, it doesn't want to be very precise. What exactly is that about for Libra, please? Oh, that's maybe not the right question. What is this? Is this? How does this directly affect Libra? How does this directly affect Libra? Is this involving somebody other than Libra? I I feel like it is involving somebody other than you, Libra, but it's kind of that energy of you just sort of seeing something, or hearing about something, or like, because I just keep getting that thinking before you judge, like that you're going to be, you know, your automatic thing is going to be to judge negatively that someone is doing something or saying something. But if you actually stop and think about it, they're just sort of following their own path in life, and they're not actually trying to create an obstacle for you. They're you know, they're just making their own decisions in life. We have the crossroad there. So yeah, I do sort of feel, you know, that you are kind of feeling that, you know, maybe a new beginning is being delayed for you by something that's going on with somebody else, or you're seeing that someone else is overcoming obstacles in their own life, and having new beginnings for them. And you kind of, I feel like for some of you, you may be judging the new beginnings and their decisions. You may be judging their decisions of what they want to, where they're going from here. if you actually stop and think about it, you're realizing that, hang on, this person has been through, they've put in the work and they've been through the obstacles. They've really, really been through it. And there's a need for you to really actually just stop and think. Because I'm kind of getting that it may be like, for some of you, it may be like jealousy that someone is doing something, and you're not able to do that. Because once again, I feel like it's possibly linking up with this selling out thing, where it's like you're kind of like, I've put so much time and energy into being part of a team with you, this person should take me with them. It feels like somebody maybe is elevating to a brand new beginning, and that's part of their own path. But you're kind of like, why not me? Why am I not on that path? Is kind of what's feeling like there. So just be careful of jealousy in the next month or so, and really, if you do feel that you're jumping to judgment in that sort of a way, about something happening for somebody else, make sure you do stop and think, about, hang on, should I just be happy for this person, or should I be happy for the fact that take some of the load off my back from that sort of thing, because we do see you being chained down by all this selling out you've been doing. So if you think about it that way, this person off on their own journey, it does take some of the weight off your shoulders, doesn't it, Libra? Yeah, so bit of an interesting one there, but you're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Your moon sign quite strong, with the full moon readings. But, make sure you do subscribe to the channel. I do really appreciate that, being such a small channel. But moving on to our Scorpios. Okay, Scorpio. What does Scorpio need to know in regards to shadow work this month? Sadness, Scorpio. Resolving issues of sadness within yourself. Facing your inner sadness, Scorpio. What's going on for Scorpio with their shadow work, please? That inner sadness that you can't shake, Scorpio. Pretty straightforward here, Scorpio. I'm seeing straight away that you do have some sort of unresolved sadness within you in regard to a relationship. Okay, we have the ring there. I'm kind of intuitively getting that for some of you, this is someone you were even married to, with that ring card. It was a very strong relationship that you are feeling very sad about. We have the void next, so it's kind of feeling like you've been left behind, and everything around you is just being sucked into this black hole, this black hole of sadness within you, that the void of this relationship has left you with this sadness. It is kind of what I'm feeling there. The void, the missing piece, within you, that all that's left is sadness. And I'm kind of getting, with this particular, the void card, this is, that deep hole within you that, it can lead to, severe mental problems, and, like severe depression and those sorts of things, especially when it's sort of unaddressed. And, that it's just that heartbreak, I feel like it's just some sort of heartbreak. It may not necessarily be in regard to, like a love relationship. The ring talks about all sorts of relationships, not just, love relationships. It may be like a family or friend, that, has somehow left this gaping hole within you. I feel as though this person is no longer in your life, somehow they've kind of, I just keep getting, phrases like, just ripped out my heart and left me with this giant gaping hole. You know, like, and it's an oval. It's like every time you think about, like, because I can feel that right now. Every time you think about this person, it's like, you know, you're wanting to cry, and it's this deep sadness that you need to face. And you know, the universe is asking you to start to try to face that, and take a chance on facing that and moving forward. You know, even if you feel that giant hole within your soul, to take a chance to move forward into the new anyway. Take a risk, even if it feels like you're missing a vital part of yourself. Take a chance that on the future. You know, short term, taking chances on yourself, on knowing that, you know, like, even if you feel this way now, this is just short term. You know, that it's not going to feel like this forever. That facing this may be the biggest risk you ever take. Facing this hole that this person has left, or has left in you may be the biggest risk you ever take in this whole life. But there's greener pastures ahead, that, you know, you will have the luck of the Irish sort of thing to get through this, and and whatnot. That, you know, it's letting me know that this is the perfect time for you to be facing this issue. Like, sometimes we need to step into the void in order to find our way back out of it. You know, stepping into that sadness and facing that sadness head on, in order to move past it, is kind of what I'm getting with that. But I'll grab an oracle for you as well. Okay, Scorpio. How does Scorpio deal with their shadow work? How to overcome shadow work for Scorpio. Okay, we have library, which does say take control of your own narrative. If you don't want to be sad, you're in control of healing that sadness within you, taking control of your own story, and, you know, where you're going to go from here. Your story does not have to be this sadness forever and ever. Your story does not have to be Scorpio is just a black hole. That does not need to be your story. You have control of your own story. The narrative, you know, you can put in whatever plot twist you want. All right. You know, be the master of your own puppet, sort of thing. Anyone that likes Metallica, there you go. There may be some. I'm just getting. I just, you know, when I said master of puppets with the Metallica reference there, there may be something in that for you that is going to help you move on and face this. So if you're into Metallica, you'll probably know. I'm not, you know, I'm not a huge bank of Metallica wealth of knowledge there. But if you yourself are, let us know if there's something specific with that reference there. But you know, there may be a way for you to deal with this sadness through Metallica. Okay, cool. We also have flower. All right. Be honest with yourself. So face this. Be honest with yourself. Scorpio, look yourself in the mirror. Scorpio, you're sad. You're allowing this to take and take and take from you. You're allowing this to be a void that's wide open within you. It's time to start filling the void back up, Scorpio. Face it, all right? Be honest with yourself about how you're feeling about this, all right? Because some of you are obviously, you know, you're feeling the sadness. You've got that void within you, but you're trying to avoid it, feeling it. All right, but you know, you're more than welcome to check your other placements. Your moon sign is usually quite strong with the full moon readings. You know, make sure you do subscribe to the channel. I really, really appreciate that. We are just a super small channel here, so I do appreciate that. But we'll move on over to our Sagittarians. Saggy, pardon, Sagittarius. What does Sagittarius need to know for their shadow work, please? Sagittarius, what does Sagittarius need to know for their shadow work, please? All right, I'll just grab your lenormand out as well. Sagittarius, shadow work for Sagittarius, please. Clarify that third card, please. Clarify that third card, please. Ooh. Ooh. Sagittarius. All right, so we do have courage coming through for you, Sagittarius. So your message is actually pretty straightforward here, and intuitively it's coming through pretty strong that it is the same message for majority of you here. So for those of you who this resonates for, you're going to know. If you know, you know. But you need to find the courage to face something in your life. All right, and I can kind of see what we're facing here. We do have the anchor, all right, which was clarified by the ring. So there's a relationship in your life, okay, with the ring there. That's a relationship in your life. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's a love relationship. This relationship could be, you know, just a strong relationship in your life, whether, you know, family, friends, co-workers, or love. But this relationship, you are kind of gotten stuck here at where you are. It's kind of not, there's no movement in this relationship. It's kind of not, it's not growing, but it's not fading. It's not growing, but it's not fading. It's kind of stuck in the middle. But there's an element of this holding you back, weighing you down. You know, it's kind of like, I feel like you guys are, you know, trying to tell yourself, oh no, it's holding me steady. It's holding me safe and secure. But it's not, like, it may very well be holding you safe and secure, holding you steady, but you know, we always regret the risks we don't take, is what I want to say with that. Okay, we always regret the risks we don't take. And you need to find the courage to become unstuck in this connection. All right, we have the moth as well as the rider. Okay, so the moth and the rider, it's kind of like there's some sort of news of your own transformation that you kind of, you know, this movement, you're ready to get on your bike and go. You're you know, you need to find the courage to bring, you know, fully face this part of yourself that has grown and matured and metamorphosized and transformed, and this is just not serving you anymore. It's just not serving your highest good anymore. You've actually, evolved beyond that. And this rider here, it's kind of like, the moment where you face that and you give that news to yourself that I'm so, like, I can even hear it, that there's like someone who's even getting this rider moment for someone out there is like, Michelle was right on that video I saw of Michelle saying, you've transformed, you've changed, you've grown. This is just holding you back. You need to find the courage to get on your bike and go. I'm even hearing someone say, Michelle did say, and that, so it's kind of like, for some of you there, I might be the one bringing you this good news that you have grown, you have transformed, you have changed. This relationship is holding you back. All right. So only you are going to know, what actions you need to take here. But, finding that courage within yourself to face this and to, do what needs to be done here. For some of you, it doesn't even need to, you don't need to completely break away from this connection. No, I feel as though it just needs that transformation as well. It needs to grow and transform in order to keep up with you. We see the motorbike on the rider there, and this is you. You're jetting off into the sunset on your motor, like you're on your bike and you're ready to go. This person just needs to keep up. Basically, they so I do feel though it is holding you back, and it's stopping you from continuing your own path of growth here, Sagittarius. It's stopping your growth, stunting your growth at this time, and finding the courage to do what needs to be done, whether that be, for some of you that may very well be breaking away from that relationship, but for others of you it's finding the courage to verbalize that to somebody. Like, I feel like I've really grown and changed, and I want our relationship to evolve as well. All right, so it's going to be a little bit different for everyone there, but okay. Sagittarius, how can Sagittarius face their shadow work, please? Gold. Okay, that says you don't need someone else to fix you. You're already on your bike, you're fixing yourself. You don't need this person to fix you anymore. Okay, so for some of you, there is this element of, this person has really helped you. They've probably helped you get on that journey to your self-growth and whatnot. But you don't need them to fix you. You're not broken. Okay? You're not broken, Sagittarius. You've already transformed. You've already started transforming and evolving. You don't need them to, help you evolve. You're doing that all by yourself. You're already on your bike and moving forward. Okay, so find that courage, and I'm just getting there there's just a side message here for somebody with the courage and the rider on the motorbike. Go, do it, go for it. Someone's going to ask you to go on a bike ride, and you're like, oh, I've never been on a bike before. Do it. You'll enjoy it. All right. So whoever that was for, you'll enjoy it. Once again, you only the things we regret most are the risks we don't take. Okay. So that's what I have for you, Sagittarius. You're more than welcome to check your other placements. Your moon sign usually quite strong around the full moon, but make sure you do subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I really appreciate that. But I'll move on over to our Capricorns. Okay, Capricorn, how are we today? All right. What does Capricorn need to be aware of for their shadow work? Shadow work for our Capricorns. Oh, I love this one for you, Capricorn. Phoenix rising. Okay. Anyone that's watched, you know, the last week's batch of videos, we have been talking quite a lot about the Phoenix energy this last, you know, week or so. So it's very apt energy to be seeing that Phoenix once again. Okay. And we're looking at that Phoenix rising. So rising from the ashes. What are you rising from, Capricorn? Okay. Capricorn. Capricorn. What does Capricorn need to know in regard to their shadow work, please? Just having a look here and trying to work out how to word my clarification on that. I'm going to show you, and I'll start talking. Normally, once I start talking, we do find clarification needs to come out regardless. But we firstly have the flowers, followed by the candle, and then the moth. All right, so we're seeing here, you know, the flowers is about reciprocal energy, giving to something. We're giving to love. We're giving to that eternal flame. You may be burning a candle for somebody. Giving to that. But are we giving to that, the transformation of that? Because the moth is all about transformation and evolution. So for some of you, this is really straightforward, talking about giving to that eternal flame that is evolving, or giving to that eternal love evolution, giving to that transformation of this eternal love, allowing that to rise anew, like rise from the ashes. So for some of you, this is like needing to face reconciliation of some sort. Okay, who or what is this in regard to for our Capricorns, please? Well, it's definitely a who. You have the feminine there. For some of you, that feminine is you, yourself. We also have the fish. So they could be, you know, with that fish energy, it could be Aquarius, Pisces, or Gemini. To a lesser extent, Cancer or Scorpio as well, with being that they are the water signs. But usually I associate this with Pisces, Aquarius, and it is the card of Gemini. So that they could be one of those signs. They could also be a Cancer or a Scorpio. So I wouldn't really be too adamant about them being a certain sign. It's kind of like whoever this person is, there's a wealth of emotion there. There's an abundance of nurturing energy, especially with that, you know, the feminine and the bouquet. They both do talk about giving and that giving energy and nurturing something. So I do feel that it's definitely a who, as to whether that's you yourself, which it's more likely to be within yourself, being that we're looking at shadow work today. But I do feel that with that candle, that for some of you, this is somebody else. And it's like a reconciliation type thing. And Why does Capricorn need to know this for shadow work? Why does Capricorn need to know this for shadow work reasons? We have the lily and then the key. So you need to know about this because this is about your long-term success. The long-term success of something. Yourself, emotional intimacy with that lily as well. But the longevity of success, the long-term opportunities being opened to you. The unlocking your emotional self, maybe. This is really needing some clarity because it's not what I would expect from a shadow work reading. What we've got Phoenix Rising. Okay, so the Phoenix Rising is all about, something being revived, something rising from the ashes. As to whether this is a person or a part of yourself. It's kind of like, are you yourself rising from the ashes of who you once were? I'm still getting that for some of you, this is another person. And that maybe it's along the lines of like, why do you want this to be rebirthed? Why, maybe it's a question to you, facing what it is that you want to give to this eternal flame of this transforming. How do you want it to transform? Why do you want it to transform? Is that actually going to give you long-term success? Is long-term success possible here? I can't. This is not reading like a shadow work reading. Please explain to me how this is shadow work for Capricorn. How is this shadow work for Capricorn? Okay, yeah, all right. So we've got the fox and the whip. So this is causing you internal conflict. And you need to be smart about this. You need to be like, you need to, I feel like it's, you need to be asking those sorts of questions to yourself. Like, once again, I'm feeling like for a lot of you, this is a specific relationship, or, that someone that you're, holding on to, that you're burning a candle for, that you have this eternal love and desire and whatnot for this person. You're wanting to give to this love. You're wanting to give to this flame. I'm just there is this thing too though with, like a moth to a flame. Like, but we're getting, be clever about this, be smart about this, be maybe, if you yourself identify as, a bit of a player, that's causing you conflict, that you have some internal conflict over this whole situation. I'm kind of getting that you want you want this to rise from the ashes. You want this to evolve. You want to give to this. You want to open up this new opportunity and it be a long-term opportunity, but it's kind of like thinking it through very carefully and making sure we're not just telling ourselves what we want to hear. Make sure that we're actually resolving any actual conflict, any fighting, tension. A lot of you, this is just, you've been beating yourself up about something. You've been beating yourself up about being a player or telling yourself what you want to hear instead of the full truth. But okay, for those Capricorns where this is a person, what is the person's side of this, please? Show us the person's side of this, please. Interesting. On your person's side, even though these sometimes are, more negative cards, we have the snake. Okay. We also have the mice. And then that's followed through though with the rose. So there is strong romantic feelings there on their side as well. And what drew my attention straight away is both the snake and the mouse card. The snake eats the mice to start with, but both of these cards have the red thread of destiny, the red thread of fate on them, entwining these creatures. I don't know if you can even see it in the, but like there is a little red thread wrapping both the snake and the mice. So there is an element here where on this person's side of things, this is fated. With the snake, I feel like they may be deceiving themselves a little bit here about what's going on here, deceiving themselves that this is lost, because it's still eating away at them big time. They can't let go either. I feel like you're holding on to this in a loving manner. This person is holding on to this in a, this is eating away at me and I don't know why kind of manner, trying to tell themselves it's just the physical attraction that I'm holding on to. But they know that this red thread of fate is there as well. Like that fate is there. And they do have romantic feelings for you. Oh my goodness, Capricorn. What are you doing to me today? Outcome of, this is not shadow work, Capricorn. This is, if this is shadow work, it's only in the sense of you need to really think this through and and ask yourself all those questions that I've mentioned here. Outcome for Capricorn with this situation, please. We have the dog, we have the crossroad, and we have the astral. So there's with that astral, there's definitely a sort of fated type connection here, a destined connection, an energy connection between you and this person. And it could take you to higher planes of existence if, the outcome's going to be different for everyone because of this crossroads card. Choices need to be made. I feel like this person needs to make the choice because with the dog, that's referring usually to somebody else. It is the card of friendship and loyalty, though. So they need to choose whether they're going to, be a friend to themselves, be a friend to you, be loyal to you. They need to choose. They need to make a choice. Otherwise, this is only going to stay in the energy. It's not going to actually come into reality. For anyone that doesn't know, I am also a Capricorn, okay? So I kind of know what this is for me. I'm not going to lie. And it to be completely honest, if that's the case for me, that maybe that's where that denial and that inner conflict is coming in, because I honestly don't know anymore whether I would want a reconciliation with this person. I honestly don't know anymore. I don't, there's a part of me that doesn't believe that transformation is possible here. But we're seeing that it is, and it's just down to this person's choices. And if you're a Capricorn like me, you like to be in control. And you like to control the outcome a little bit more than what we're seeing there. But that dog also has got the red thread of fate on it as well. Okay. Check your other placements, Capricorn. Okay. Capricorn, how can Capricorn get through this shadow work then? We'll move over to the Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle and see what else wants to come out, Capricorn. How can Capricorn face this shadow work, please? Because it's telling me that you want to give to this. And we see flower, which says, be honest with yourself. So, you know, the flowers, once again, give to this. Give to yourself, though, firstly. Be honest with yourself about what this is all about. You know, you are in inner conflict over this, I feel. So be honest with yourself about why are you in conflict over this? Why is this coming out telling you to be smart about this, be clever about how you approach this? I don't feel like you need to do anything, though, honestly, other than, you know, being honest with yourself. And we also have the sundress, which says, do it for you. So put yourself first, Capricorn. You know, if this is what I'm seeing is someone, you know, potentially reconcile, like a potential reconciliation here. You know, a phoenix rising from the ashes, something that you thought was just dead and ashes is rising once again, and it may be totally transformed, and you want to give to this because you hold a flame for this person or this situation. But you need to be honest with yourself and you know, do what's right for you. Follow your own heart. You know, if you do, you know, if you can question yourself and be honest with yourself, especially maybe about that eternal flame. Why do you hold a flame for this person? What is the best thing for you to do for yourself? Are you fighting your heart if you said no to this person? Are you fighting your heart if you said yes to this person? Check your other placements, Capricorn, if you're actually looking for actual shadow work, because that's what wanted to come out. And, you know, as you saw, I did go through multiple cards trying to get a bit more shadow work side of things onto that. But that, you know, sometimes we just have to accept what the universe wants to give us. So that's what we're hearing today, Capricorn. So yeah, feel free to check your other placements. You know, subscribe to the channel and keep up to date with future readings, and, you know, let me know what that is all about, guys. You know, I know what it means for me, but I'd be very interested to hear what it means for the rest of the Capricorns. It may be very different for all of us, but if you already know, let me know, okay? And whether or not you would allow that phoenix to rise from the ashes or not. All right. That kind of threw me, Capricorn. Typical Capricorn. You have a way of doing. Like I said, I can't talk. I'm a Capricorn as well, so you know, we really like to throw a curveball in there sometimes and do the unexpected. And there you go. Capricorn. All right, well, I'll be moving on to Aquarius. Oh my goodness. It's going to take me a second. Just okay, Aquarius. How are we today, Aquarius? What does Aquarius need to know for their shadow work, please? What does Aquarius need to know for their shadow work, please? Pretty straightforward, straight away, Aquarius. Self-love. Love yourself, baby. Aquarius. What does Aquarius need to be aware of for shadow work, please? Relatively straightforward here. I'll go through it all for you. I feel horrible. I'm like, I've just spent 20 minutes doing Capricorn's reading because it was just crazy. And now I'm feeling like, oh, poor Aquarius, they're going to get like a 2-minute reading because it's so straightforward. Like, because, you know, obviously self-love is very straightforward. We all know about, especially when it comes to shadow work, because isn't that one of the main goals of shadow work is to, you know, love yourself so that you can love others, love the rest of the things in your life. Self-love is very important when it comes to, you know, approaching shadow work. So, you know, it can be relatively straightforward. But then again, it's easy to say, oh, love yourself, but to actually put it into practice and actually love yourself is not the easiest thing. It's very hard. It's one of those things where, you know, a lot of the time it's one of those things that even when you learn how to love yourself, there comes a bad day and that goes out the window. You fall back into old habits, whatnot. We see here the octopus first and foremost for you. So what I'm kind of seeing here is this octopus is all about multitasking for you today, Aquarius. The octopus does have, you know, like an octopus, it's got quite a few tentacles and it reaches into different pots and it can talk about different things. But it is just talking pretty much about the multitasking side of things at the moment, and also a little bit about that, you know, like how an octopus will squirt ink to camouflage itself so it can escape from predators or whatnot. That's kind of what you're doing here, so that you don't have to focus on loving yourself and focus on yourself. You're kind of keeping yourself really busy, keeping yourself distracted with all your other tentacles, you know, tentacle over here, tentacle over there, multitasking, doing too much at once, Aquarius. You like, even if you're not actually doing anything, this is your brain, okay? Your brain is like in 8 different directions all at once because you're kind of camouflaging the need to, you know, dig deeper and look at yourself and love yourself. So you're kind of camouflaging yourself and your inner world with, you know, oh, this is happening in reality. This is going on. I need to worry about that. I need to do this. I need to do that. You're distracting yourself. All right. And what I'm kind of seeing too, we have the void coming through next. And this is kind of like that ink that you're camouflaging yourself with, you know, this cloud of, you know, you're kind of hiding from this void within you where, you know, I'm kind of feeling that for a lot of you that if you continue doing this, you're going to suck yourself down into this void. But others of you, this is like you're trying to keep yourself really busy so that you don't have to face that void within you because, you know, it's kind of like there's something within you that, you know, you feel as though if you look at it for too long, you're going to be sucked into it and not be able to do anything. And it's going to suck you down into depression and sadness and whatnot. Because the void, a lot of the time, it's like a black hole. It sucks in all the positive and only spews out negative at you. And I kind of feel as though that's, you know, partly what you're clouding yourself from you. You're not wanting to look at why do I need to focus, like how can I love myself, because you're kind of afraid that, you know, trying to focus on self-love is just going to suck you down into this black hole where instead of being able to love yourself, you're only going to see what you're missing. So it's kind of reminding you that, you know, focusing on what you do have, not what you don't have. You know, not allowing yourself to feel like you're missing anything. You know, with that black hole, it's like, don't allow this void within you to keep growing just by, you know, covering it up and keeping yourself distracted from it. Face it head on, and, you know, face it with love. You know, love conquers all, basically, is what we're seeing. But, you know, the quicker that you do face that sort of stuff here, we do have the stork, okay? So, you know, there's brand new energy on the horizon here. The stork really stirs things up. So you need to sort of stir yourself up in a different way. So instead of, I feel like at the moment, all your little tentacles are stuck in focusing on different things within reality. All right. And you're needing to stir up, you know, focusing on different things within yourself and how you love yourself and whatnot. All right. So that's like finding a new way of doing things, finding a new way of loving yourself, finding a new way of, you know, avoiding that gaping void within yourself, finding new ways to do that, stirring up new things, new hobbies, new people, new energy. All right. New ways of loving yourself, though, firstly. All right. Aquarius. Advice for Aquarius to overcome their shadow work, please. Yeah. Okay, so protest. It says start a revolution. So protest this part of yourself that thinks that you're in this black hole. Start a revolution against yourself, Aquarius. Protest this void within you. I'm not going to put up with you anymore, black hole. I want to love myself. I deserve to be loved. And we see that here as well with the Thorns card. Okay. Weave together the crown you deserve. You deserve to start this revolution within your own self and within your own love for yourself, and you know, build yourself up, build yourself a crown, because you surely are a queen, all right, regardless of your gender. You know, kings can wear crowns too, right? But you know, it's using those thorns to, you know, craft something beautiful out of that anyway. You know, they sort of say, you know, a rose, that you've got to get through the thorns to get to the beautiful rose at the center. You've been through those thorns, Aquarius. Use those thorns to empower you. That, you know, you've been through that, you've gotten through that, you've dealt with that, you felt the prickle of those thorns. So do you know what? Now is the time that you deserve that rose at the end. All right. Well, having a bachelor moment there, Aquarius. This rose is for you, Aquarius. Random. Okay, but that's what we have for you, Aquarius. You're more than welcome to check your other placements. Your moon sign is usually quite strong during the full moons. And, you know, please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I do really appreciate that. But for now, we'll move over to Pisces. Pisces. Shadow work for our Pisces, please. Whoa. Okay, they're asking to shuffle the other way, which is super hard because, like, they're so big, these cards. I can only just shuffle them this way. Pisces, shadow work for our Pisces, please. Procrastination, Pisces. What are you delaying? What are you putting aside and telling yourself, I'll do that later. I'll look at that later. I'll face that issue later. You're not making any movement here, Pisces. You're procrastinating, taking the next step. Okay, Pisces. What does Pisces need to face for their shadow work, please? One of the other signs had this as well. I believe it was Aries. So if you're on the cusp, the Aries reading may be relevant to you as well, or if you've got strong Aries placements. Pisces. Pisces. And it's kind of similar to what we saw with Aries as well, to be honest. So this may resonate for those of you with strong Aries links as well there. We do have the rose. All right. We also have the heart. Okay. So matters of the heart and romance here with that rose. Procrastinating, sitting on your little butt, not making any moves towards love, towards romance. Definitely not taking any steps. We have the crossroad there as well. That's all about making a choice, making a decision. You're putting that off. You're putting it off. You're not making a decision. You're refusing to choose either way. You're not taking that step to walk down any path. All right. Clarity for Pisces, please. All right, so for clarity here, we have the tower. In this particular tower, it's a little bit different to the normal tower in the Lenormand because, as you can see here, this is like a lighthouse. So it's like shining your light out so ships don't crash. You know, that guiding light and seeking light, seeking, you know, shining. We have the book. Okay, so this is actually reading as the unknown element. That book is closed. We don't know what the next chapter holds for you, Pisces. We have the garden. So this is about meeting someone, getting out and being social. You're not shining, you're procrastinating actually shining your light out. You're keeping yourself closed off. You're not getting out and meeting anyone. You're not meeting someone halfway. For some of you, this may be someone from the past with that tower there, but I do feel as though, you know, this light is shining on that book that is closed, that the light is, you know, shining into the unknown meeting, the unknown person that you may meet. It's kind of like you're procrastinating love. You're procrastinating finding love, giving. You know, the rose can also be about, you know, giving love an opportunity. So we're seeing pretty clearly here, Pisces, that this is you procrastinating, not making any moves, not making any choices towards love, towards meeting somebody new. I do feel for a lot of you that's specifically towards, you know, not giving yourself a chance to, you know, meet anyone new. You're not willing to step into the unknown to try love again. For a lot of you there, the past is keeping you shut. The past is keeping you shut and not letting you open up to anyone when it comes to, you know, potentially being sociable, getting out and about, meeting up with people, accepting invites, you know, accepting propositions, because You know, I'm kind of getting that for one of you, this is the past is stopping you from opening your book. Sorry, whoever that was for. But it's more so about love rather than that anyway. Because with the rose, that's romance. That's romantic love. That's not just unconditional love. That's romantic love. So we're looking at you know, dating and you know, finding the one, finding the beauty to your beast, or the beast to your beauty, with that rose imagery there. And it's kind of you sitting there on your butt, not making any moves, not choosing to go in any direction, not walking this path that you're supposed to be on. You're procrastinating. You need to face the procrastination and ask yourself, why are you not opening up? Why are you not getting out and about? Why are you not willing to, you know, make a choice towards love, or choose to walk in that direction even? All right, but we'll have a look at your believe in yourself oracle. Pisces, how can Pisces face their shadow work, please? How can Pisces face their shadow work, please? Sorry. We have the escapist, which I was like, straight away, I was like, Pisces, you're the escapist already. You're trying to escape having to make this choice. You're escaping the idea of love altogether. It does say, come home to yourself. In order to come home to yourself, you need to get out somewhere, don't you? Then you can come home and be by yourself, all right? Then you can come home and be by yourself. But as you can also see, though, this card, she has a book open. Open yourself up to what you want, who you want to meet, what you're willing to meet, who you're willing to meet halfway. Open yourself up to meeting someone. You know, what is holding you back from taking a step outside your comfort zone here? We also have homeward. All right, so, you know, coming back home to yourself, but this says take yourself out on a date. Okay, so you don't, in order to, you know, stop this procrastination, the first step for you, Pisces, I've got some homework for you. Take yourself out on a date. That's your first step on this choice to welcome love in, is to take yourself out on the date that you would want to be taken on, whether that be to a restaurant, to the movies. You know, envision if someone was, you know, the person that I wanted, what would they do for our first date? Where would they take me? They would take me to this amazing restaurant because they know that I love that type of food. They would know that I just want to sit home with a movie and just cuddle. They would know that I want to go and get a coffee because I'm addicted to coffee, and my name's Michelle. Hi, it's me. Sorry, Pisces. Take yourself out on that date. I know it's not always easy, you know, like a lot of us need babysitters and all that sort of jazz to be able to do that sort of stuff. But start, even if it's just, you know, metaphorically taking yourself out on that date, envisioning if you were trying to woo you and you wanted to date you, how would you go about that? What would you do in order to take Pisces out on a date? What would be the perfect date to take you on? Work it out. Like, you don't even have to go on it. You know, you can chuck on some music and just walk yourself through your date in your imagination or whatever. Watch some romantic comedies and be like, oh, that's my perfect date. I'm going to live vicariously through this movie and see where they go on their date. But homework for you, Pisces. take yourself out on a date and let me know where you go. I'm like, I don't even know where I would, if I wanted to go, or maybe I do know, because like if someone really knew me, they would probably take me like skydiving or something random, something totally random. It'd either be like just meeting up for a coffee, or to the other extreme, take me skydiving. So random. Or I've just been wanting to go and try the axe throwing place. They could take me there. That'd be great. Like throw some axes. I reckon I'd be really good at that. I reckon my Pisces bestie, she'd be probably really good at that too, the axe throwing. So, is that where you would want to go for your first date, Pisces? Go and throw some stuff around. Would you prefer an adventure date or a romantic date? Some of you would prefer the romance, that's for sure. But you're not willing to do it. You're procrastinating and stopping yourself from even thinking about it. So start thinking about it, all right? That's what I have for you today, Pisces. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, of course. Please subscribe to the channel, and hopefully I'll see you all soon.